Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. So a huge blow to the Houston Rockets as Clint Capela is going to be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks with a right hand injury. So basically, man, the Houston Rockets are playing fantastic basketball. James Harden's looking like one of the greatest damn players of all time right now. And a big part of their success has been due to Clint Capela. I mean, on this NBA season, guys, just to get a good idea of what he's doing for him out there, he's averaging 18 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and playing some amazing defense out there. Not to mention 63% field goal percentage. He's a very reliable player that you can dump the ball into. He's going to get you some buckets out there. Free throw percentage up to about 62, 63%, which is respectable for the type of center he is, because usually those like DeAndre Jordan, Andre Drummond type of centers like Clint Capela is are not very good free throw shooters. So he does pretty good there, man. So we're going to go through 6 different players that I do think could help this team temporarily. Now, keep in mind, you don't want to go out there and trade for some superstar type of player. You're going to want to get a guy that would be okay with being a rotation player once Clint Capela is back. Because if you go out there and get a superstar, an all-star, all of a sudden, you're going to have a logjam at the center position once Clint Capela is back. So, the first player we are going to look at is actually a member of the Houston Rockets. I feel like this is a decent choice as of right now, and that is Marquise Chris. So, he's on the team this season. He played a few seasons with the Phoenix Suns. Not really being utilized a lot as of right now. I feel like he's still got pretty good potential. He's 6'10", extremely athletic, and he has potential to knock down the 3 ball. So, the guy's already under contract. I would hope he would get a chance at least. You look at his first year, his rookie year for the Phoenix Suns, man, 9 points, 4 rebounds per game. Yes, those are backup numbers. But I love the one steal, the one block. It's just I feel like he deserves a chance out there. So it would not cost him any draft picks, not any trading of players or anything like that. He would just go into the starting center position, and then maybe you can get like some guy off the free agency for like a backup, or even go with Nene as a backup. I definitely would not start Nene right now. I feel like he's too old to be a starting center for this style of offense. So as far as the next player we're going to talk about here, man, we're going to go from the beginning right here. I feel like a guy like Amir Johnson would be a pretty decent fit, and they could probably get him at a pretty cheap price. I know that the 76ers tend to use Mike Muscala a lot because of his spacing abilities, and while Amir Johnson can also space the floor himself, he's averaging about 3-4 points a season, just not really being utilized a lot. Can grab a few rebounds. The thing you're getting with him though is you're getting a veteran, a guy that knows how to win, because he's played for the Boston Celtics, Toronto Raptors, all pretty damn good teams. On the years that he played there, at least for the most part. I'm sure there's a few seasons there that, maybe they weren't the best, but still, he knows what winning basketball is all about. So, probably get him for like a 2nd round draft pick or really, like a really cheap contract out there. Next up, we are going to look at the Chicago Bulls, and that is going to be Robin Lopez. So, Robin Lopez, according to sources, he wants a buyout. He does not want to be on the Chicago Bulls anymore, so he would instantly go to the team. And I feel like he would be like exactly what they need out there. I mean, a guy that's going to get you some scoring on the inside, can potentially stretch out the floor just a little bit. I mean, you look at that, you don't really want him shooting threes all that much. Grab a few rebounds, play some defense. I mean, you can't really use this season as a good indicator because, in a better style offense like the Houston Rockets, I'm sure he would put up closer numbers to the 2018 season where he put up 12 points, 5 rebounds per game. So definitely going to give you more scoring than anything, which isn't bad, considering their type of offense. So another player you can probably get at a cheap price. He's on like a 1-year deal, I believe. I don't think he has a player option. If he does, then that changes everything. No, $14 million. You're playing for the rest of the season. He gets paid, and you just work out some sort of matching contracts to get it done. Maybe throw in like a Brandon Knight or somebody like that. A young player, and maybe even include like a 2nd round draft pick to entice the Bulls, who are in rebuild mode, to take on a contract like Brandon Knight. All right, next up, we have Tristan Thompson of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So he's actually having one of his better seasons right here. He definitely is expensive, so to make this work, I'm thinking to get a guy like how he's playing right now, once again, you're probably tossing in Brandon Knight's contract just because, the salaries would match. But you might be looking at some sort of protected 1st round draft pick also to get that done. But looking at his stats this season, 12 points, 11 rebounds per game, 2 assists. Not only that, he has championship experience. And he's come off the bench as like a 6-man in the past, playing like LeBron James in the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I think once Capela is back and healthy, a guy like Thompson would, be okay with that backup position, and he would be very valuable for them going into the playoffs. So I love the idea of Tristan Thompson on the team right here. And then next we have the Los Angeles Clippers. Marcin Gortat, I mean, yeah, he's 34. He's definitely not as good as he once was. This season, averaged about 5 points, 6 rebounds per game. Now, he actually does start, so he has that starter's experience because a lot of the times, he'll start off the game, but Montrezl Harrell will get the bulk of the minutes at the center position. But yeah, a very good screener, which is good because James Harden runs a lot of like pick and rolls and isolation, so he'd be good in that department. A very solid rebounder, not really going to bring you much scoring on the inside, but at the age of 34 on a 1-year deal, I'm sure the Clippers would not ask too much. Not to mention they also have like Boban that could be their backup center anyway, and would give Montrezl Harrell a chance to start for this team. So I feel like both teams would be open to that. And then finally, the last guy that I thought would be a pretty decent fit would be Enes Kanter. Where's he at, man? Enes Kanter of the New York Knicks. So Enes Kanter is not really liking his role right now with the team. It seems they have elected to go more towards Mitchell Robinson as their starting center of the future. So you are risking a little bit of things right here with this because, of course, Enes Kanter, it sounds like he wants to be a starter. I mean, looking at his stats, guys, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, doing that off the bench, that's pretty damn respectable. It's just the issue is, like I was saying about the whole chemistry thing, you go back to once Clint Capela is finally healthy, Enes is going to find himself on the bench. And I mean, it might take a little while for Clint Capela to get back and healthy. So with that being said, man, it's like maybe you want a guy like Enes Kanter that you can rely on, deeper into the NBA season as Clint Capela tries to get his legs under him again and tries to get that shooting hand going and everything like that. So once again, man, because his contract, I believe he just has the 1-year deal. He might have an option though, guys. No, he's on the 1-year, $18 million deal, so it would be a rest of the season rental. And then, the Houston Rockets could decide if he wants to come back to the team, or if they want to let him go elsewhere in free agency. I think it's a win-win for both team, or for both player and team, though, because not only does Enes Kanter get to start on a really good team for right now, but even if he's coming off the bench as like a 6 or 7 man, he is going to have a chance to win the NBA championship, which he's definitely not getting that right now on the New York Knicks. So yeah, what I want to do now is I do want to do a quick simulation of the rest of this NBA season just to see how things kind of work out and kind of based off like the player I want to see the most. And I'm thinking out of all these guys, it's a tie between Tristan Thompson and Enes Kanter. I feel like Thompson probably makes more sense. I feel like he probably makes more sense, but Enes Kanter would also be interesting because this is a 2-year deal. So, yeah, because the Rockets would probably give up Brandon Knight, who's also on a 2-year deal, and I think they would part with a draft pick to get this done just to get a guy like Tristan Thompson and his caliber of player. So we'll do I don't know, man. I'm going to do unprotected. I'm not doing the draft for this anyway, but I'm sure there would be some sort of protections on it. Valid trade for both teams, so we're going to do that. And yeah, man, in the meantime, this is kind of what you're looking at, and it's not too bad. I like it a lot. Let me take Chris Paul off here. I know he's going to be back soon. You know what, man? We're going to finish up the season with Chris Paul. I don't know when exactly he's going to be back healthy. Hopefully it's somewhat soon. Actually, let me go to his injury real quick here. Wherever that's at. Come on. Okay, yeah, injury report. So it has him listed as recovering 1 to 2 weeks, sore right hamstring. So hopefully he's back pretty soon, but we'll have him in the starting lineup just so we can see how this team does optimally. You got Enes Kanter at small forward. I know that House tends to start, and House is not even on here for whatever reason, man. I don't know. Where's House at? He's been amazing for them. Oh, well, it's not that big a deal. I mean, 2K is not going to make that big a difference. But yeah, so we are going to go ahead, simulate the rest of this NBA season. I'm going to do the rotations and everything like that, and see how this team can finish up with Tristan Thompson for the next month or so, and then Clint Capela ultimately coming back. Okay, so the team finished with a record of 54-28. James Harden did get MVP at 34 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Here's the rest of the awards, just if you guys care about that. Yeah, I'm not really expecting to see anybody else on here from the Houston Rockets, unless Clint Capela got like all defensive team, but being out for that long sometimes can hurt your chances in awards. So the Houston Rockets still got the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. I mean, when you got the MVP on your team's gonna be fine, man. So yeah, let's see how Tristan Thompson did. He did average 10 points, 13 rebounds per game, 2 assists. I wonder if it's gonna show me like his stats like since he was traded. Actually, what we can do here is we can go to split stats, I believe. So he was traded. Well, it was before the All-Star game, but we'll do. No, I guess we'll do this because we're currently in January. So essentially, his January and February stats is going to be a reflection of how well he did. So when he was playing and started, he was averaging about 9 points, 14 rebounds per game, 1 assist, 1 block. So yeah, he did exactly what I thought he would do out there. Then of course, as the later like April rolled around and once Clint Capela was back, numbers of course are going to go down. But still, for a 6-man, 4 points, 10 rebounds, I would not be complaining about that. Let's go ahead and simulate these playoffs and see how the Houston Rockets do. See if with Thompson off the bench and Clint Capela as a starter, once again, if that team's gonna, make some noise out there, if they're just gonna choke in the playoffs, unfortunately. 4 games, 2 right there. Close out 37, 6, and 10 for James. 23 with 16 for Chris Paul. Capela at about 10 and 14. Thompson at 6 and 10. Kind of splitting minutes out there. I mean, you know, Capela's going to get the majority of the minutes, but Thompson's not going to be too far behind with that. Okay, OKC. Okay, looks like we're probably going to beat them. Yes, we do. 4 games to 1. We are in the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors. Capela at 9 and 15 with 3 blocks. Thompson 13 rebounds. Next up, Golden State Warriors. See if we got enough to beat them. See, Thompson's the type of guy I want against the Golden State Warriors coming off the bench, man. That's all I'm saying. I know he's struggled against them in the past, but it resulted in a W for us. 4 games to 2 against Golden State. 28 for James Harden. 26 and 10 for Clint Capela. 14 and 9 for Thompson. And here we go. We do have the Toronto Raptors. Simulate current round. And we might just lose this. And wait. And, oh, man, we lose in a 7-game series in the NBA Finals to Kawhi Leonard and the Houston Rockets. Oh, I'm sorry, and the Toronto Raptors. But yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Just a few different players I was considering here. Let me know in the comment section which players you think should replace Clint Capela for the next month or two.